Aggregate Industries has a dust management plan in place, and as part of that process we're tasked with identifying areas where dust can potentially escape and become a hazard to not only the staff but also visiting customers and contractors who work on site. One of the areas we identified as a particular problem is this area behind us, which is the overflow chute. The hazards being obviously airborne dust is created as a result of the fall. Within that dust is a high element of respirable crystalline silica, because we're a hard stone process plant. So we decided under the hierarchy control to go straight in for elimination, and at this point we approached Rick Hind of Invitech Solution to see if he could come up with a potential fix for this particular problem for us.
When the operator turns the system on, what he's looking at, he puts his feeds on, he's looking at his bin levels. So on his bin levels we're showing green what the actual level is at the time, but the blue bars are actually calculating what's in transit. So they're looking basically for a potential overflow situation and acting upon that. So what it does when it thinks it's going to be an overflow, it knocks that particular feeder off and keeps that feeder off until it realises that something's been used out of that bin and it can put more material up there.
Well, before this system was put in place, I'd need to monitor the overflow chute area throughout the day, make 3 to 4 collections depending on how much material was coming through. That would involve taking the loading shovel down through the site, past all the customer wagons waiting. We're a relatively small site, but we can still have 20 plus customer wagons waiting on site. So obviously there's quite a risk when you're taking something like that through all that traffic. Now, since the change, I only have to make that collection once a month.
So in 2015 we recorded personal respirable crystalline silica levels of 0.12 milligrams per cubic metre. Earlier in 2017 we did another test and we were down at 0.02. So in terms of return on investment, the fuel savings that we saw as a result of the reduction in processed aggregate meant we had a payback in less than 3 months. For any plant up and down the country that suffers regularly from material being ejected through the overflow chute and the sort of numbers that we were talking about, I will consider this project an absolute must in order to reduce the amount of dust exposure that they have around site. And while I absolutely hate the term no-brainer, that's exactly what this is.